Hey everyone. So I posted on TikTok my feelings about Fast X, the latest in the Fast and Furious series. I didn't particularly like it, but since then I've seen a lot of people, both professionally and in my personal circle, that said that they enjoyed it. And I felt like I needed to expand upon that because not so much I need to be in line with them, just because I really don't understand, especially at this date, the appeal of this franchise. And I feel like there are certain franchises like the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Transformers series that people either they like or they don't. And to that end, I didn't particularly like. There's not too much about the Transformers series that I like. I'm hoping that the newest one is going to change things around since a certain element, Michael Bay, has been removed. That might make the movie better. But the Guardians of the Galaxy, I didn't like the first two, but I did enjoy the last one. I thought it was really good. But the Fast and Furious series, it seems to be something that, for whatever reason, and I think it's one part social, one part, people have a personal affinity for the characters or whatever, that no matter what they do, they get a pass. And I've been in that group. I've given them a pass and just kind of like let it just wash over me. Pontiacs flying in space and cars defeating nuclear submarines. You kind of gotta roll your eyes and just go, okay, whatever. I mean, since the whole dragging the safe through the streets of Rio de Janeiro, in reality, it's just a kind suggestion. So I let that go. And this movie, Fast X, it's no more guilty of that than in any of the others. I mean, some of the stuff is really, and I'm gonna try to avoid the spoilers as much as possible, but some of the stunts is really in that vein. There's a lot of stuff that's just like, that's just flat out impossible. And there's a moment in the movie, for me personally, where I just got like, it was just too much impossibilities wrapped up on each other, and it came pretty close to beginning of the movie. There's a bomb and they gotta stop it, and they're just doing things, and it's just, what the hell. But that being said, there's some pretty cool stuff in it. This is not a movie where I'm trying to see cool stunts. It's a movie where I'm trying to see, okay, what will they do next? And there's a moment when Michelle Rodriguez's character, she's driving a motorcycle. I think it's in the preview, and she has to come over a lower obstacle, and she doesn't stop it and flips her back wheel over it, picks up her front wheel, and just keeps driving. And that was pretty cool. But for the most part, some of the things is just like, there's a moment in that bomb scene where Dom, he's doing his car gymnastics and everything, and it just dawned on me, it's like he's a superhero. He's in his superpower, it's like, he's car man. And as long as he's in his car, he can do anything. And I can, to a certain degree, let that go. I mean, there is some, okay, this is what the series is. But then this particular one, I think they took great liberties with just about everything else. I'm talking about the plot and how things happen and where things happen. Jason Momoa, he is, for me, the sole bright spot in this movie. I mean, I remember watching Chris Evans in The Gray Man. If you didn't see that, it's a fair movie, but again, it's like his character made the movie just like Jason Momoa made it in this one. And it's like he's just a nut. You're going to hear this a lot. He's the Joker, and he's definitely a Joker. He's just all over the place. He's a crazy person. And, as well as kind of things like, what is he going to do next? And when he's on the screen, you can't wait to see that. I mean, he's genuinely funny. There are some, he's going a little over top. He did a special with a little kid on, I think it was Netflix, where it's the same kind of manic character. And there are moments where it's like, okay, he's gone a little bit too far. But since you want to get him in doses, he's pretty good. I mean, he's definitely enjoyable. But the rest of the stuff, there are just things that happen that just kind of like, I'm reminded of Skyfall, when the villain is trapped in MI6 temporary headquarters, and he subtly knows where everything is, and he escapes from the prison they put him in, and he gets immediate access to their security system and able to deactivate the computer system, you know, at the exact moment when he needs it. Then there's the part where he sends a train shooting at 007. You know, all these things that just kind of happen, but they can only happen if it was scripted that way, not that, you know, through a series of random events. And it's Fast X is very much like that. There's just a lot of scripted events. It's just like, this could never happen. This is not possible. Just my stand here. And that took me out of it. You know, the craziness and everything, you go in with a kind of like, okay, this is going to happen. And then even that they kind of go overboard with. And then they just do crazy stuff. I mean, there's another section where not Trey, what's his name? The bald guy, black head, big giant forehead. He's finally given something to do, and that's cool because, you know, he's not really, he's just there for Tyrese. He's just there for being stupid, you know. And there's a point in the movie where they kind of say, where Ludacris' character says, yeah, he is stupid. Maybe all we do is clean up after your mistake. We do all our work and we do your work too. And it's kind of like, yeah, you do. But they give him something to do in this movie. And it's kind of a growth, and that's nice to see. Then we got Han, who, I don't know, I just feel like he's just kind of, he's there for one particular moment, and it was in the preview. And the rest of the time, he's just kind of like, okay. I mean, he's literally like, all right, well, let's go, let's do this. It's like, dude, man, you're in a major motion picture. You know, just pretend to be happy. I don't know, maybe they told him to be like that. Everybody has a moment. It's kind of like Guardians, where everyone has a moment, and then after that, it's, you know, it's just like, oh, we gotta do something with these people. And for the most part, a lot of people are off camera. There's Dom, Vin Diesel's character, gets to be alone and gets to be, you know, the brooding hero by himself, while a lot of people shouting in the walkie-talkies things he's already known. There's a car coming. I'll take care of it. You know, there's not a lot of that because he's by himself. And he gets to square up against Jason Momoa's character, and then it's just even that kind of goes off the rails. So, you know, I just want to say that it wasn't just because I'm sitting here going, oh, special effects ridiculous, nobody can do that. I mean, you go into a Fast and Furious movie knowing that's going to happen. You're not surprised by that at all. But there was just a lot of stuff where we got to get some things on the screen so we can set up for the next movie. And there's a lot of setup for the next movie. And yeah, there's going to be a next movie. There's a lot of just things happening because, you know, it'd be cool if it happened that way. Not that it made any sense that it happened that way. And it really took me out the movie. It was combined with the silliness. It was just, they could have just kept the plot a lot more simpler. And they probably do have too many characters. They just don't have enough to do. It would have been your standard Fast and Furious movie. But this one, I just couldn't get behind it.